Huh? Good. All right. Welcome to another episode of the How'd I Get Here podcast.
Wait, are we actually starting right now?
I don't know. I just put on my late night love.
Yeah, that shit got weird.
Oh, my bad. So, should we go to take two?
Take two.
Go ahead, Carrington. Put your fingers in front of it. We know how you like to do that.
Yo, facts. When I was watching, I was like, all right.
I told you it would help.
I think it was just funny. I don't think it helps at all, actually. Oh, shit, man. You good?
Down to the socks. Yeah.
Oh. Oh, man. Welcome to another episode of the How'd I Get Here podcast, the podcast for positivity, progression, and helping you find your own path. Hello, higher ups. How we doing?
Shout out, Trey.
It's your co-host, Mr. Brown Broken Ugly, out here at the Key Bookstore.
Yes.
Talk
that shit. Get all your books. Yeah, y'all need to start reading more. Everybody. Everyone who listens to this, I don't care how much you read more. And get all your books from the Key Bookstore.
Facts.
It's your boy Spence, King Aquarius, Wealth Strategist.
Aquaman.
Gang, gang. It's an air sign. Gosh.
Oh, sorry. What's good, bro? How's your day going?
You know, long, strong, not getting the friction on. Cause
Your day was long and strong? Elaborate on that.
I mean, my day started really early. It started at 4 a.m. It's 7:30 p.m. That's the long part. Going strong because I'm still up, getting it here with all my favorite people. Minus a few for all the sensitive people out there. Like, I'm not there. And I'm not getting the friction on because I don't know, baby don't got back. I don't know. Like, where we going with this? Should I start with the question?
Go ahead, bro. I think we
All right. So, what's the difference between growth and change?
Ooh, what is the difference between growth and change? I feel like growth. I'm gonna need you to stop drinking like that.
Make you feel some type?
It does. I feel like growth means you learned a valuable lesson and that you are improving in a positive manner. Whereas change, like, you could change for the worse. You could change for whatever reason. Not always positive. You know what I mean?
Interesting. Yeah, so I guess growth is looked at as positive.
You said growth is looked at as positive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always?
I think for the person, right, I will always see growth as positive because it's for me, but I might grow away from you. You know what I mean? I might grow away from this podcast. I might grow, and you might not like it. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I'm saying, like,
and then I'm gonna be like the one, like be the one, like, you changed.
Right. Nah, nigga, I grew.
Like, I worked so hard to stay the same.
You get what I'm saying? So, like, for me, I grew. However, to you, you might see it as I changed. But if you really cared about me and loved me, be like, nah, that man grew in a positive manner for himself.
Can you ever grow too much? Like, what if you outgrow everything and you're just by yourself?
I think that's possible. Because I think that some people, you might want something and work for something so bad that you forget about, being present. You forget about maybe why you started. You might forget about your actual goals. You get what I'm saying? So, like, you work, and then it's like, fuck, how'd I get here? Pun intended.
Sorry, Jada.
And then it's like, well, shit, I didn't enjoy the process. I lost people along the way, and now I am above, what I actually where I actually even wanted. I'm not even where I wanted to end up.
So I guess remove the negative connotation, right? So what if you just grow so much that you outgrow
That you can't fit your clothes?
That part. That you outgrow. Like this whole question came from Clifford the Big Red Dog.
The movie?
I've never seen it, but I've seen like I think one or two of the cartoons. I just thought it was silly. Like there's this big ass red dog in a house outside, and his life sucks. If someone could like give me some information on Clifford, much appreciated. But so I guess it's like, what if you have a specific goal in mind, and you just outgrow everyone, everything, but it's not negative. It's like, no, I knew what I wanted, and I knew I'm the 1%. Yeah, I'm the 1% that could get there, and unfortunately, I can't bring anyone with me.
Are you saying is that negative?
Yeah.
It's not negative, but do you really want to be alone?
I'm playing devil's advocate.
No,
yeah,
right. Like why would you put yourself like now if you were getting new friends and new circles, right? That's cool, but does anybody ever actually do something to forget the people that they started with? You can't take everybody with you, but it's like a couple. Like, bro, you and I had the conversation the other day about like when this shit blows, and you kind of told me like, yo, this shit's not like fully realistic, right? But I was like, nah, everybody that's putting in time and supporting this shit is coming with us. You know what I mean? Like in one way or another. Maybe that's more of a testament to my character, and character may not always coincide with growth, right? But for me, it's like, nah, I'm not about to just forget people or anything. If, say we started making money, right, off of this. Say we were making $20,000 a year, right? You just throwing out numbers.
Okay,
right?
got it.
You, me, Special K, and Ashley could each divide that 4 ways, right, and make 5 G's.
And our silent partners.
Right?
Yeah,
so say we split that 5 G's each, right?
That's not how that works.
No.
But, all right, my bad. Yeah, got you.
We split it 5, we each get 5 G's.
Yeah.
Right? Or ESPN comes and says, yo, Jacob and Spencer, we want to buy y'all for $100,000, but only you two could come.
They want to buy us?
Like we want to pay you for the podcast and like yada, yada, yada. You hear what I'm saying? Like we want to put this podcast on ESPN for 100 G's. However, it could only be us two.
Just the faces? Yeah, I don't think I'd be with it.
So you get what I'm saying? Like nobody ever grows with or tries to accomplish things thinking like, all right, bro, I'm about like fuck these niggas. You know, fuck them kids. You know, like fuck my team. Nah, that's not right.
Facts.
So that's why I say like, yeah, you could grow too much.
So again, just to add another spin on this, right? So say
you didn't do the whistle thing. Thank you.
Spin, got you. So say, yeah, ESPN, they offer us 100 bands, right? And we decide like, you know, we're gonna do this, and then with that 100 bands, we take 30,000 of it, and now we create other opportunities, jobs, whatever, for the people that are with us.
But they wouldn't be with us anymore. I would be creating another opportunity for you, right? In another avenue, and you get what I'm saying, which is cool. Yeah. But you will no longer be a part of this.
This is true.
You get what I'm saying? Like, yeah, they might show gratitude that, like, yo.
I guess it really depends, like, where their heart's at, you know?
Well,
like,
but that's
I
what
really, I just listen. I just live, breathe, and die by the podcast. And we're like, all right, like, we can't leave you behind. But if it's just like, nah, I'm just doing this like as a hobby. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it's interesting.
You get what I'm saying? Like, that's
it's an interesting way to look at it.
Yeah, outgrow too much. But let me ask you a question, right? Because you're working hard for a purpose, right?
Yeah.
Why do you work as hard as you do?
Personally, like me?
Yeah.
Because I feel like my purpose is to educate and help people, like the masses. So in order for me, I have to be my best self in order to accomplish what it is that I want to accomplish in life. So if nothing else, if people just see like, damn, like, yeah, he really busted his ass to get there, which means like, wow, it really is possible to accomplish whatever you want. And now I can then educate people on how to do the same or do it in their lane. To me, that's a win. And I just love what I do. So like when people see me like, yo, you work on the weekends, this and that, that's like, yeah, but it's like I'm building.
You're not really working.
Yeah, like I'm working, but I'm educating myself. Like there's something different with just like going to work for somebody and getting a check. To where it's like the more I educate myself, the more I can educate you.
So here's my thing. I fuck with that answer, right? There's no wrong answer. But for me, I work so hard because I'm not where I want to be.
Yeah.
You hear what I'm saying? So hopefully I could get to a point, and you've talked about this plenty of times, where like my money should work for me. Mm-hmm. I shouldn't work for my money. You get what I'm saying? So like I should be able to be at home asleep and making money.
Yeah, 100%.
You know?
So I guess to your point, when you get to quote unquote where you want to be, like then what?
Then I could enjoy the fruits of my labor, maybe treat myself. Obviously, the work don't stop because you don't just get somewhere and be like, all right, I'm done. Right?
Yeah.
But maybe then I could ease off a little. Maybe then I could take more vacations. Maybe then I could go on a Tuesday and have $150 dinner just because. You know what I mean? Like, but right now I can't afford to do that. Like both. Money-wise and work-wise.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then, like, bro, yesterday, I was home all day. Like, you know my schedule. I never have a down day.
Yeah.
I didn't know what the fuck to do with myself. I literally sat in the house. I watched 4 episodes of Bel-Air.
Great show.
2 episodes of Power. 4 episodes of Flash. Right? I genuinely did not know what to do with myself.
But sometimes you need days like that.
Right. But that's why it's like I work so hard. I podcast, work, coaching, bigger than goals, like all these things, because like I'm not where I want to be. And I feel like if I stop or slow down now, I just get complacent. You know what I mean? Like I know what it is to strive for a goal. And I wouldn't say not make it, because I did make it, but not fully achieve what I wanted.
Yeah.
You know, like I already know what that is. So now it's like, nah, I got to keep going.
Yeah, and I think that what I've learned of that is because I've definitely gotten to places where I'm comfortable. I'm like, damn, I'm doing better than the average person, right? Like,
right.
I feel good about where I got, and then I'll get complacent. I'm just like, Then I realized, like, wow, I got to this new level, and like yesterday's price, not today's price, and like the price of what I need to put in to whatever I'm looking to accomplish, it demands more of me now.
So let me ask you a question: why do people get complacent?
Because they get comfortable.
Right. But like, why? Maybe that's a silly question, but like, it feels good to achieve something, right? Mm-hmm. So why? Because, like, you know me, one of my biggest pet peeves is lazy people.
Yeah.
You know, like, I just don't understand it. So why do people get somewhere and be like, all right, I'm cool?
Because their goals, they don't know how to set, I don't know if that's right to say, but people sell themselves short as to what they can accomplish. So when they accomplish it's like dating, right? It's like dating in today's day and age, and probably every day and age, when people settle because, wow, this person like when people don't know themselves, they only know like 45% of themselves because they don't really sit, reflect, and like get to know themselves. Someone else could come and give them 30%, and they feel great because, wow, I've been getting 25 all my life. Now I got 30, like, woo! When really, you're not even halfway there.
Right.
So same thing with goals. It's like you sell yourself a goal that's so short to where like you would be comfortable, and then when you get there, like, all right, cool, I don't need to do anything else. But the way our economy is set up in inflation, there's always more. Like, but wait, there's more, and there's more, and you have like the only way you can get to somewhere where you're comfortable is that you have residual income coming in that's consistently growing and keeping up with the economy's inflation. and you feel good about how much money is coming in, and you can accomplish everything you want to do.
Word. So I have a question on that, but before I do that, did we shout out Key Bookstore today?
Many times, but we could do it again.
So we're gonna shout out Key Bookstore.
Sipping.
Black owned, like Spencer said, you guys need to read. We're gonna shout this out again later in the episode, but they're crowdfunding to upgrade the experience. So everything in here, everything online, you know, they're looking, I don't want to say donate, but to help fund this place. You see, it's got a beautiful aesthetic, but it's a lot more than that. So you guys can go to keybookstore.com to check that out. And I just felt like I really wanted to say that because I should have said it earlier and I didn't say it. But keybookstore.com, check it out. Can people get complacent in their success?
Yeah, that's what, because, so another thing on Peacock is Kevin Hart's little talk show thing, right? It's kind of like the podcast. And he's interviewed, I think he's got like 7 episodes. Everyone he's interviewed, they love what they do and they can't see themselves doing anything else for the rest of their life. Whereas he has a definitive, when I'm 50, I'm out. I'm done. I don't want to do anything else. So is that complacent, or is that just there? Like, you can't tell someone they're wrong for accomplishing what they set out to accomplish and then just wanting to stop. But, you know, as people looking up to certain figures, like if whenever LeBron retires, there's gonna be people and they're like, it's still not enough. Like, but he wants to get that season with his son. He's like, I'm out. But they're gonna be like, you got another couple seasons left. It's like, yo,
I did it.
Yeah, let that man live his life now.
So when is enough for you?
Me?
No, well, you or like in general, like when can you be satisfied? Because getting complacent in your success, right, is like I've never had enough. You get what I'm saying? Like I'm never satisfied. But then also getting complacent is like, okay, I'm cool. So how do you come to peace with like, all right, I'm good? You get what I'm trying to say?
When you accomplish everything you set out to, and you feel like, wow, like my job's done. Like,
I think that part's more important. My job's done, because like you could accomplish everything you set out to, but there's always more.
There's always more in the grand scheme, but like when it comes to me and my why, when I accomplish X, Y, and Z, my job's done. Anything else is icing on top of the, like, I've accomplished everything I've wanted to accomplish. I've impacted everyone I've wanted to impact. I've created the family and whatever situation I've been looking for.
12 different countries.
That part. And it's like, okay, like I did it. Now I don't have a timeline on when I'm going to accomplish these things. But once I do, I could be 50, 60, I could be 45. I'm like, wow, now I feel like I've lived a fulfilling life based on what I wanted to accomplish. And just knowing me, I know like a year from now, there's gonna be new goals I'm not even thinking about right now that I want to accomplish.
Right.
So I don't see myself ever stopping, but that, you know, this is why there's the top 1%, 10%, 20%, and then, you know, everyone else. It's like you can live in whatever comfort zone you want, and the more uncomfortable you want to be, typically the more successful you are.
I like that. So let me change gears a little bit. I was watching something. What you thought?
I thought we were going to the apps, but it's fine.
Oh no, it's gonna lead there.
Okay, my guy.
I was watching. I think I was watching Flash, and I think one of the dudes paraphrasing, he said, "Love is a feeling; it's not an actual thing." And he broke it like the science behind it. He was like, love is like your endorphins and all that stuff like flowing in your body, that like if you could actually control that, like you're just feeling love. You don't actually, you get what I'm trying to say? True or false?
Man, that's a hell of a question to ask me of all people. I feel like love is...
What's love got to do with it?
Finish that line, though. A secondhand emotion. but a second-hand
Oh.
emotion. So damn. Yeah, I mean, I'm just not the warm, fuzzy type. Like, I think I could spend majority of my life trying to figure out. I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to wrap my head around love until I have a child. I feel like that moment's going to be like, wow, I really want more for someone else than I want for myself.
True, but you have a love language.
For sure.
And I think when someone taps into that, is like, oh, this is dope. This is something that I don't normally feel, which makes you feel warm inside. Maybe not warm. I know big people are always warm, but you get what I'm saying? Like, someone speaking your love language would make you feel otherwise than just talking to someone regularly.
So
maybe you're not aware of it.
No, I think I'm overly aware because I give 85% love myself and know how to make myself feel good based on just me, you know? So like, it's hard for someone else to come in and give me like the warm and fuzzies because it's like, yeah, listen, I appreciate everything that is happening. But yeah, it's like, I don't know. I definitely, I go back and forth with this about like the being in love or feeling love. Like, yeah, like I unconditionally love people. I genuinely love people, period.
That's crazy because I don't.
Oh, see, I do. Like, I love people. I love sitting across from somebody and getting to know them because their story is completely different based on where they grew up, how they were raised, what they saw.
I mean, I love that experience, yes.
Yeah.
But, like, as social as I am, I actually don't like people.
No, I don't necessarily like people, but I want the best for everyone.
Okay.
So, but I also I love myself. I will always put myself first. So I don't know. I feel like I'm a bit robotic when it comes to that because it's like I understand like you're talking in my love language. We're having an intimate moment right now. I love having this moment with you, but it's not like I don't feel.
I feel as if because love was not something you really experienced growing up or at a young age, like
I'd say witnessed.
Witness, okay. Witness is better than experience.
Yeah,
because
I was just hated.
My bad. I'm sure your parents still loved you. Witness, right?
Yeah.
Now, as an adult, it's like, okay, I don't need that.
That's the fucked up.
You know
part.
what I mean? But it's like, bro. I feel like every human being on this earth, the one thing all humans have in common is that everybody wants to be loved. Like I feel like when the right person like really touches that side of you, it's like, okay, this shit's different. This shit feels right. You know what I mean?
It's like, does everyone want to be loved or does everyone appreciate being loved? Because it's like, I don't need to be. No, it's not true. I love being loved. I love when people like me. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I enjoy when I'm able to talk to someone and have it resonate with them.
Right.
Like, no, you understand everything I'm saying and we have like a specific connection. I enjoy that. That's like a fix for me. But I guess are we talking romantically?
No, just love.
Oh, just love in general? Yeah, I love being loved. Like romantically, I definitely struggle with it because growing up, I didn't witness it. So I'm just like, to me, like, cool, appreciate you. And I try to replicate or appeal to my partner's love language as best I can. But yeah, I feel like people don't love themselves enough to even have the capacity to receive love.
You said love themselves?
Yeah, they don't, like, people don't love themselves enough to have the capacity to receive love because they don't know. Like,
so when's the first time you could recollect feeling unconditional love?
My mother.
Okay, I guess that was a dumb question. I guess. When's the first time you were like aware of it? Like, so your mother unconditionally loves you, right?
For sure.
But you don't. As a kid, you just like, this is my mom loving me. You know what I mean? Like, you don't think anything of it. You get what I'm saying? Like,
no, because I've definitely seen like the kids.
Your mom don't love you.
No, like I see the kids I grew up with. Like, yo, your mother is genuinely like annoyed with you right now. Like, this isn't love. This is more so like get out of my face type shit.
Like, I'm stuck with this guy.
Yeah, it's like, yo, you weren't supposed to happen, and now I'm dealing with you until like you can get out of my house. Whereas like my mother's like, she signs my text to this day. Your number one fan. My mom will message me on Facebook like I can't see it's her and sign it with her name. Like, it's adorable.
It's interesting you say that because the answer is so simple. Like your mom, right? Like
not everybody.
Right. I mean, I could say the same. My mother unconditionally loved. My parents did, right? Mm-hmm. But the first person, and I have this person to thank for I think a lot of my like emotional intelligence.
Ooh, okay.
Right? My ex at I think 24, 25, I think that was the first person, like aside from my mom. So maybe I'm speaking like relationship wise to like really unconditionally, like no matter what, love me. You know, and at that moment, I didn't really understand it, but...
So to this day, you would say she still loves you?
Yeah. I actually might send this shit to her and be like, yo, fast forward to 3567. And
yeah, right. Fact or fiction?
True or false? Now I gotta send this shit.
Yeah, right.
But you know, she showed me what unconditional love was. And maybe that was coming from somebody who was not...
Did you receive it well?
I didn't really know what the fuck was going on. I was like, yo, we just got in an argument and this chick still fucking loves me? Like, get out my face. That's what I wanted to say.
I don't think I receive unconditional love well, because to me it's like, I got me. Like I'm
always gonna be good. Like that's what I
got me, right? So now it's like someone else adding, like the glass half full. It's like now someone else is adding to my glass, but in my head, like, granted, my glass isn't full, but it's gonna be as full as I want it to be.
Right. I didn't need that shit in my glass.
It's not that I didn't need it. I just don't know. Like, I was comfortable where my glass was. Now you're adding to it, and I don't know how to feel about it.
It's interesting, cause I mean, you know, I've been single 5-6 years. Now she's gonna watch this and be like, "Nigga,
5-6 years,
broke." It was 17 or 18.
You been in these streets for 5-6 years, and you ain't got no kids, King. Hey.
Bro, I'm winning. Yeah, I don't know how I have no kids. I have never even had a scare. So
never.
I
had a couple of them things.
Pull out game strong.
I thought so too.
But what was I saying?
You were saying. Sorry, I can only think of the last thing you said. You were saying how you've been single for 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, so I've been single. I don't even know where I was going with that thought. It escaped me. So I'm just thinking about pulling out.
So, like, I guess an interesting thing to think about, and I know I struggle with this, is that showing unconditional love is allowing yourself to be vulnerable.
You do not like letting people in.
Explain?
Being vulnerable. Like you ever watch Shrek?
Yeah.
You know how you're like an ogre. You know how ogres
layers?
Because you have layers.
Like an onion?
Yes.
No, like an ogre. Sorry.
But you get what I'm saying? Like it takes a lot for you to open up about certain things, and you also don't want people to see that, not because it's weakness, because I think there's strength in vulnerability.
Yeah.
But you don't want people to see into those?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of very multifaceted. There's a lot of layers, and you know what it is? I don't like explaining things, and I know like a lot of like my life would need a lot of explanation. Not that it's bad. It's just like I don't feel like talking about it, and I have to
But
truly
do you not want to
believe.
talk about it because you don't want to face it?
No. I've faced it. I'm not opening it up to someone who I don't think is genuine, because
I could get with that.
I can read bullshit from a mile away.
Right.
It's like you just don't deserve that part of me. But I also I've grown accustomed to be like, well, like I really don't care. I was explaining this to someone at my firm. Like, listen, I want all of y'all to do well. Like, I love all of y'all, but I genuinely don't care if y'all like me. Cause like, it just is what it is. Like, I don't mean that a bad way, but like, I could literally sit in my office, door closed, handle my work, and like, if y'all felt some type about it, like, I just wouldn't bother.
It is
me.
what it is.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I don't. I think being vulnerable, like, that shit gives me, makes my balls itch.
Oh.
Like Kevin Hart said, I'm quoting.
Quoting?
Yeah, Kevin Hart said that.
Yo, Kevin Hart, come on the show.
Nah.
No?
I'm joking.
Oh, I mean, he can take that day off, and you can come on the show.
Because it is.
So I've been like, we just hit it on. We just hit on. I've been single for
5 or
6 years, right?
That's
So
good
finding
for you.
That's good.
Yeah, like,
I mean, don't get me wrong. I've dated people and talked to people.
but you haven't had a real
I haven't had like a
serious-
committed like relationship. Like you and I and you since
I think that's dope.
Okay.
I guess how do you feel about it?
I've had fun. I've learned, lived.
You're also like a really lovey-dovey mofo, to be honest.
And I'm also like cool being by myself.
You are, but you definitely you want a companion.
Oh, absolutely. But I also know I'm not about to just give all this to just anybody.
So I wonder if we have such a hard time dating, because I think dating means you need to allow yourself to be vulnerable from beginning to end. I think using myself for example, I have layers. And because
Big onion.
I put you through, you have to go through so many layers to actually get to me. Either the person's just gonna be like, nah, this this is too much, or this is cool, but it's.
So I had dated somebody, right? And they were like, oh, you're the first person somebody that doesn't really care about you or doesn't really want to get to know you might view you as a lot.
Me?
No, I'm in general. View someone as a lot, right? But I think when you find somebody that really wants to see you, and I think in dating today, a lot of people don't actually see people. I think they see what they want to see, and they want you to be someone that they need you to be. Versus I see you for you, and I like or don't like or take or don't take that. You get what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I feel as if a lot of people date, right? And they're not really seeing people. So now it's like, okay, how can we make this work? And they force things.
When you say they're not seeing people, are you referring to online dating, or are you just talking are you referring to the pandemic?
Or
actually you're not seeing people for who they are.
Yes.
God,
I am not really seeing damn, I really like this guy Spencer. He's so emotional and cuddly and yada yada yada. When those are the things you do for exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
Those are the things you
That's
do
not
for
my
me,
name.
but that's not really who you are. So I am falling in love with the idea of you versus falling in love with who you really are.
Ooh, so it's so funny you said that. So talking to one of my colleagues at the firm, she said, I was like, because we're getting to like the depth of like, all right, like, who are you? What do you want to be perceived as? And she said, well, depending on the room, I'm whatever that person needs me to be. And I'm like, wow, that's like, I get it, but that's scary because like, who are you under? And like, I referenced you without obviously using your name. I was like, yeah, one of my boys, he's him all the time. No matter the room, no matter where he's at, like, he's always him.
But I feel like people need, I am like that because I feel like people need a me in every room.
Yeah.
I feel like people, and maybe that sounds arrogant of me,
No.
but I feel like, bro, I could step into any room and change any room.
And that's so that type of energy is powerful. So now thinking about trying to date somebody, like you're trying to date someone else and you could tell like they're not opening up to you. Like they're just showing you like the superficial.
And I see through that bullshit.
Surface level. Yeah. So now it's like, well, to me, if it's me, I'm like, well, you giving me like 20%. So I'm going to match your 20%. And if you like fall in love with this 20%, like you're not the one. Cause like
my thing, and you even told me this about like being patient. I'm going to call you like, listen, I know you have a wall up and I know I need to break down those walls, but like, bro, I don't have the patience, desire, or energy to sit here and fucking doodle bop up walls until like, listen, you've been hurt. I get it. I'm sorry that you got hurt.
Join the Me Too
I
movement.
didn't do shit to you. So we either gonna get to know each other and figure this shit out, or you just gonna continue hurting and I'm gonna just keep pushing. Because quite frankly, I do not have the energy, desire, or want to sit here and, oh my God, you've been hurt. Bro, we've all been hurt. Everybody has trauma.
Don't
Get
touch me like that.
get over it.
Yeah.
Like that's
So it's so okay. That's a very interesting perspective on it. Whereas I guess based on that, your partner would have to be very sure of themselves and like understand that.
Yeah, because listen, at 29 years old, I don't have time to fucking I could help you grow, but I don't want to mold anybody.
I think it's a little, is it not synonymous?
Nah, because growing, I'm just a step in your journey. Whereas if I mold you, I'm feeding you ideas. I'm helping you like, hey, maybe you should do this. Maybe you just, I'm turning you essentially into a person that I want versus the person that you won't need to be.
But I think
for yourself.
But I think there's like power in having being a couple, having a partner and confiding in that person because you appreciate their opinion.
Right. No, I'm going to ask your opinion and I'm going to take that into consideration and yada, yada, yada. But I also want to think for myself and come to, hey, Spencer, I got this job offer, but these are the pros, these are the cons, yada, yada. What do you think? Not, oh, hey, Spencer, I want a new job. Where should I go look?
Oh,
you get what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to have to guide you every step. I want you to think for yourself. Be your own person and come for me for those small little check-ins, but I should not have to mold you into a person. If someone, listen, I'm very sympathetic for people who have a low self-esteem, and I might get canceled for this, but like, yo, Cat Williams said it best. It is a esteem of yourself. If you don't love you, how the fuck I'm gonna love you? So what, I'm supposed to help you love yourself? No.
Well, yeah, you couldn't be with a person like that. But I get that because as much as I do like teaching, like I just don't want to, like I've fucked up enough, and that's how I got to where I am. It's like every decision I made hasn't been a great one, but I learned from it and I got to where I am today because of it. So I guess there's something to be said about, looking to your partner for insight and as the partner, wanting the best for them, but also seeing with foresight and like from a 30,000 foot view, because you've already been through certain things, like, you know what? This is actually a fuck up you need to just learn for yourself.
Facts.
I think that's tough to just like let somebody go through.
Listen, I still love you, and I'm still here cheering for you, but you got to grow.
So you're saying, yeah. I mean, nothing. I realized, like, being in the gym, learning, like, nothing grows without being torn down and rebuilt.
And that's the thing, like, yo, one of my coworkers right now, this is her first, like, job, right, out of college. And granted, she's younger, and, like, a lot of us were, like, 29, 30. But we tell her all the time, like, yo, you're taking this shit too serious. And she's stressing herself out of overwork. You get what I'm saying? But it's like,
let her do that.
And that's the thing. Like, we could tell you, and I got to the point I was like, listen, you gonna do what you want to do. People are always going to do what they want to do, regardless of what you tell them. Your advice could influence what they're gonna do, but they are going to do what they want to do. So my thing is like, all right, sis, you gonna keep stressing yourself out over this job that needs you more than you need it. So stress yourself out, and I'm gonna just sit here and cheer you on.
Facts, yeah, because there's good stress. Like, if she's an overachiever, hell yeah. Cause God think,
is that pressure?
Pressure bursts pipes, but it's like, you need your pipes bursted. Like, you need, like, you should stress yourself out. You should learn the hard way sometimes, because, like, yeah, you know what? I went into this job. I gave this job 100% of me. And I did everything. I stood up late nights. I came to work early. I gave them the best version of me as I possibly could in that very moment. And if it's not good enough, there's something to be learned from that. Either they're not good enough for you, or maybe you're not meant to work for somebody. Or there's certain people who, like, they try their best and they just, like, they're falling short, but there's guidance for that. Like, you could be helped. Hilarious. Yeah, I think if someone has the work ethic and the drive to go hard, I hate personally when I tell somebody what I want to accomplish and they're like, yo, that's not possible. Or like, nah, you can't do that because of X, Y, and Z. Because it's like, bruh, I didn't tell you because I wanted negative feedback. I told you what I was going to do. Either give me solutions or just don't talk to me.
Bro, I hate a pessimist.
Yeah, but people will call it realist. Like, I'm just being realistic because they've been through it. But it's like, yo, we're not the same person. We don't have the same goals.
So when I got my car, right?
Yeah,
new car where everybody knows I've been in an accident. My neck hurts, my back hurts. You know, if anybody's watching this and wondering,
I've been in the gym.
And the first thing my dad said was, "Oh, can you afford those payments?" And I'm like, bro, not congratulations, not I like the car, not. And I'm like, yo, and I kind of like turned up on my dad, like, yo, I'm tired of your like pessimistic, negative mentality. He was like, that's not pessimistic, it's real. What happens if you can't afford the car? Well,
why do you think that low of me that I would get into a situation that I couldn't afford?
Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? And then like, there's so many. He's like, oh, I'm just trying to help you, Dad. I'm 29 years old, and I understand that you are always going to parent me. But at what point do you stop and think, yo, I raised him to be a man. Mm-hmm. He's now in the real world, and he's doing all right.
Yeah.
Like, for 29 years old, I've done a lot of good shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So at what point is it like, bro, can you afford this? Yes, motherfucker, I can afford it. Like, I really wish that would have been my response. So like, why else? You know what I mean? But it's like, to your point, I like to call myself an optimist, right? But along with optimism comes energy, right? Comes work, comes manifestation. You know what I mean? I'm not just a blind optimist saying like, oh, I want to win a game. I want to win a game and not prepare for that game. You get what I'm saying? So like, with that positive mindset comes a lot of shit that people don't really see. And people be like, oh, why, how are you so positive? How do you have so much energy? Like, bro, this is me, and I put a lot into being me. And like, y'all don't see that shit. Y'all just see the end product.
Yeah, it takes more energy to be negative than it is to be positive.
Right. Bro, I have a student. Granted, this kid's been through hell, right? But the other day he walked in the building. He was in a bad mood. It's 8:15. I was like, yo, why are you giving me attitude? What did I do to you? He goes, nothing. So then I was like, okay, so then why are you so angry? You've only been awake for an hour. He goes, nah, mister, I've been awake for 30 minutes. I go, that's even worse. I was like, well, your bacon was burnt? And he like started laughing. One of the other teachers, I was like, bro, just kill it. Oh. Yeah. I was like, there's no need for you to be so upset. Like, when bad shit happens, it's like, okay, bad shit happened. Cool. What I'm going to do? Sit here and I'm going to have my little pity party, but then get over it.
Yeah. I mean, there is such, like, because there's optimistic people who, like, that shit is just, I'm neutral most of the time, right? So, like, the optimistic people, it's just like, yo, especially, like, when I'm not in a bad mood. I'm not in a great mood. I'm just, like, I'm thinking, like, I'm breaking down something in my head, and they're just like, you got to be this, you got to be this. So, like, I can understand why, like, women with, I'm sorry for the term, resting bitch face, like, when guys try to shoot their shot, like, yo, why don't you smile? Why don't you just, like, there's nothing wrong with me, bro. Like, leave me alone. So you're in a different situation because you're there to empower kids, but I get it because, I mean, y'all saw me the other day. It's just like I had a long day.
You did need a hug, though.
No, I don't. If I need a hug, I will ask for a hug. But it's like, it's one of those things.
Have you ever actually asked for a hug?
Yeah, for sure. So it's like, I had a long day. It's like I'm trying to transition into like coming to work for the podcast.
Which this shit is work.
Yeah, like
I don't know.
Yeah, it's not like it's
right
not like
now it's volunteer. We don't get paid.
Facts. But yeah, so it's like I need to now decompress for 30 minutes, the little bit I do have, and now transition into this because now, like, I mean, when y'all see last week's episode, when it airs,
this week.
Yeah, but by that time, this airs.
It'll be last week.
Yeah.
No, but it's cool because we're like talking in the future, but the past, but the present at the same. We're talking about the past,
which is going to
be the future in the present moment.
Nuts.
Did we just create a new time loop?
Wow, Back to the Future.
Wow.
And like we had a very energetic, great host and like, or not host, guest, and I would have done her a disservice if I didn't have that 30 minutes of like, I call it my Eeyore time, to just like.
You should be Eeyore for Halloween this year.
Nah, because people are gonna keep taking my tail, and it's gonna piss me off.
So we were talking about love earlier, and I was
looking for love in all the wrong places. Sorry, go ahead.
So is there a wrong place to look for love?
Yes.
Where?
Tinder, Hinge.
Okay, time out.
Bumble.
Tinder, yes.
Christian. Sorry.
You know what's crazy? My dad found his thing on one of these dating sites, and she's a terrible human being. So, actually, you might be right. Finding a partner on social dating apps might be wrong.
We're all adults. The only time I've ever used those apps is for a quick thrill. I was never on these apps looking for like an actual relationship. I think
I disagree, bro.
For who, me?
No, just in general. Like,
no. There's people out here.
You can find. Granted,
it's a needle in a haystack.
But there's a needle. There's a needle in a haystack in the bar. There's a needle in a haystack in the library. There's a needle in the haystack at work. There's anywhere you go.
If I'm in person with you, there's certain idiosyncrasies and nuances I could pick up about you that you don't know that you're doing, which gives off whether you're a genuine person or not. I can type whatever I want and you can believe whatever. That's why people get catfish. There's a whole show about it.
No, they're stupid and desperate.
I've never seen the show. I knew there was somebody in Hartford. I actually saw him at a bar one time. Yeah, he's tiny.
Doing it?
Doing what?
Like
no.
They were catfishing people?
No, I saw him who was on Catfish in a bar, like in person.
Here's my thing. When like on these dating apps, if you can't carry a conversation, I probably don't want to meet you in person. Right? Now, I agree with you on dating apps. There's certain things that thrills and stuff that you go, but there are few far in between people that can provide what you're looking for should it be a serious relationship? But you got to be the same way you have to maneuver through that bullshit like in real life. Mm-hmm. You have to maneuver it online. It's
10
harder.
times more. Yeah, it's way harder. I think if a person is comfortable on dating apps, you might as well be uncomfortable and just meet someone in person.
But how do we meet people now in person?
Go to a bar.
But they say you're not supposed to meet your partner in a bar.
Why? Honestly, if we're talking about vulnerability, you get a couple drinks and shots into somebody, they immediately become vulnerable. And it's like, okay, now I'm getting a version of you, which is like, if you're referring to Shrek or myself, there's a few layers peeled back because, you're just not cognitive enough. We'll leave that in. You're just not cognitive enough to, fake or put up any barriers right now. So there's something to be said about that, but I'd rather meet someone at a bar than meet someone online. Like I'm gonna meet you online. We're gonna go on a couple dates.
I met somebody online and it
didn't work out.
The time spent was great, and had I been in a better place, it might have worked out. It did not work out because we met online. She was dope.
Okay. So basically you're saying you were online looking for something else. You came across something dope and you fumbled the bag?
I was online looking for a relation. That's happened.
Okay.
That has happened when I've just been online just trying to find some cutty and then like, oh, this person's actually dope. And then it's like, but I'm just trying to hit.
I'm not trying to be dope right now.
Yeah. No, but this person, I was actually looking for a relationship. And it transpired into a almost relationship. And then I
can't yuck anybody's yum, but I couldn't.
I like that. I'm going to yuck your yum.
Not in that context. It's just not for me. I need to look you in the eye. I need to see
FaceTime.
No. Well, yeah, that's the thing. Like, anyone's getting played on social media. Like, y'all need to hop on Zoom, FaceTime, something.
How important are bios? Like, do you actually looking at their pictures and shit?
I can tell what type of person you are by how detailed your bio is. Because I can tell the people really looking for love because they put everything in their thing. Like, you use all 180 or however many characters in it, like, efficiently with emojis and whatever. But you also could tell who's looking for other things because it's like, here's my bio, Sagittarius, 5'5". Here's my Snapchat.
Yo, you just read off every bio that I ever with a couple emojis and a holla at me. Check out the How'd I Get Here podcast. What was I going to say? I forgot.
I guess it's like, it's funny too because I always hear women say like, I just can't stand seeing a bunch of shirtless guys and guys wearing fish in their defaults, right? Like, I don't know. Oh, it's just so weird because you can't imagine trying to sum up you in 108 characters and 5 pictures.
The pictures tell a lot. Pictures tell a lot. The characters are hard, but I used to always put some corny ass quote and then a bunch of emojis. Like, I would put a soccer emoji, a podcast emoji, food emoji, drink. So it's like,
all right. When you're on dating apps, who are you trying to appeal to? Because everyone has
not the guys. Well, I just thought I would get that out.
Okay.
Who else? The women. What do you mean?
So, but no. But there's like a certain characteristic. There's a certain genre of like person, like woman that you're trying to cater to. So like when you create your bio, it's like, who do you want to read this and be like, oh,
someone insightful. For me, my perfect partner is mindful, insightful, like someone I could talk to.
They probably read and get their books from the Key bookstore.
Hey, they just might.
Okay.
Cause like, bro, at this point, like, sex doesn't excite me anymore. Granted, that's not to say I don't need sex. We all need sex. Everybody wants sex. Sex is great. But I now am not looking at you just to smash.
Yeah, that comes with maturity.
Don't think anybody ever said that about me before.
Got you, King. Yeah. I don't know. I know if I'm a very observant person, so I'll just like scroll through people's things and I'll like see certain characteristics that ring true for a lot of bios. I'm like, oh, apparently, like I think my bio was super sarcastic on Tinder. Like apparently I'm supposed to say
Bad
this,
bitches
this. I'm an Aquarius, whatever. This is what I do for work. I don't really like.
Can I ask you a question? Is acknowledging or realizing someone's insecurities and pointing them out manipulative?
Pointing them out, no. Acting on them, yeah. Because if you point them out, like, hey, I guess it's how you point them out. Like, if you notice that
you got a gap and you really don't smile as big, and it's like, nah, baby girl, you really got a beautiful smile. Is that manipulative?
If you think she has a beautiful smile, if you're doing it to like make fun of her internally,
oh no, I genuinely like you might have a gap, and it's like, nah, yo, I really fuck with your smile, like, but I noticed that in some pictures you just do this, or that stupid shit that girls do that pisses me off.
the smiles,
the little dumb model shit that everyone wants to just.
It's because there's that filter, but
you get what do you?
I think. So a younger me, I'm very good at like finding like, oh wow, like this is what you're insecure about. So I'll so like I'll point it out.
So is that manipulative?
It is, because you know that's gonna warm a part of their heart that they're insecure about. So now it's like, oh my gosh, I hate that about me, but he loves it. I'm like, yeah, that's a little manipulative. It's a lot of manipulative. Unless you genuinely feel that way. Like if you genuinely feel you have a beautiful smile, like I feel like you should show that off more. Like, yo, fuck what everyone thinks. That's dope. That's empowering. But if it's like eyebrows are a big thing with women. So if she got some thin eyebrows, like, damn, girl, like your eyebrows is on point. Like, no, honestly, like my last few girlfriends, them things have been thick and full. But like I realized I like yours a lot more. Like I don't.
To each his own, I guess.
But I feel like there's manipulation on both sides. I feel like women do it just as much, if not more, to guys. But women, based on my observations and my experience, they feel a lot better about it when you point it out. I don't know how guys feel about when you like point things out. I don't know. That was a really big fish you caught, bro. Like, I don't know what women compliment guys on.
Word. Well, shit. We've been chopping it up about an hour. We jumped around over a bunch of shit.
Hold on, real quick. How many dating apps have you been on in your life?
All of them.
How many of them have you gotten cutty from?
All of them. Tinder, Hinge, Bumble. Is there any more? I've never been on Grindr.
I just found out what that was.
All them like Christian Mingle, that should never know. Facebook dating, I've been on that.
Yeah.
That one is weird.
It's weird. I feel like I just see, that's another thing too, like on these apps, like Connecticut not that big. Like I see a lot of people I know. A lot of people in relationships I know. Sorry.
In that part.
Okay, Cupid.
What BLK? I'm assuming that's for black people.
I'm black and I'm black and I'm black, y'all.
Nah. But I've been on the basic ones.
The generic ones?
Yeah. Facebook dating, that one was fun. Cause that one like you don't run out of swipes. So, you could be on that bitch. Just like, yo, I used to like sit on the toilet taking a shit and just be like, all right,
oh
swipe,
my
swipe.
gosh.
And you could, bro, you match with people, right? Because it tells you like if you like somebody or they like you, right? and then you'll match somebody and be like, yo, I swiped on you. And it's like, ooh.
So me and my boys, we used to play Madden, right? And if you lost, you had to do 20 swipes to the right. Like, it doesn't matter who it was, you just gotta swipe 20 times.
But I know people that do that. It's just, yo, I'm gonna just swipe.
Oh,
and then
Plenty of Fish.
I never been on that.
So Plenty of Fish is like, you have to really, it's like a job interview. Like, you really gotta fill in some shit.
That's
so
doing
like,
too much.
Like, this was probably 8 or 9 years ago, but me and my boys, we used to go in the break room like, yo, I'm about to go fishing. I'm about to go fishing in the break room. And we would match. The thing is, too, like, me and my friends at the time, younger version, we used to match with the same people and, like, mess with them. Yeah, right? It's like, talk to them in a specific way and, like, they would say the same things because it's like, yo, this is stupid. Like,
Can I tell a funny story and then we end?
please do.
So I was on Facebook dating, and I had matched this one girl, cold little Peruvian joint.
Ooh.
Yeah,
She's
she
probably
was
short, too.
very. She was cool, and it was weird. She was like, oh, if she ever had a son, she would want to name him Jacob. And then she was like, his middle name would be Raphael. And I low-key was like, are you stalking me? Like, that's my name.
Yeah.
It was just weird. But she was cool, though.
And she wants your last name. That's wild.
Right. Then I matched her sister. Right?
I remember this.
Yeah. So I matched her sister. So, of course, well, at first I didn't really know they were sisters. But they're twins. Right? They look. So I'm like, yo, I matched the same chick twice. Like, why does the chick got 2 dating profiles? And then I realized they were sisters, and I had went on a date with the one chick a few times, and I should have picked the sister, but that's neither here nor there. So
That's
I went
fucked up. Like, that's fucked up for you. Sorry.
to say,
No. It's fucked up. Like, a fucked up experience for you because, you know, you're just dating online. I don't mean to cut off your story.
No.
Are you going to remember if I, like, interject?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. So it's like, is it messed up if you matched with the sister, but you're more compatible with the other sister?
Just the
but
same
now
way-
is it all, like, is it, like, off?
bro, I've had people say like, yo, like, because when you're dating, you're allowed to talk to whoever and how many ever people you want, right?
Yes.
So I done had a shorty chilling in my house, right? And then be like, oh, you matched my friend on Tinder. I'm like, okay. You like, am I, like, you and I just fucking, like, I'm not supposed to be out here. I'm sorry that your friend's on Tinder.
My thing is, why are you talking to me about? Talk to your friend that you're so cool with. You don't know me like that.
You know? So I matched the sister, and then after I realized they were sisters and I wanted the one joint, I kind of like fell back from the sister, right?
Okay.
So we went out for food and drinks at Parkville Market, right? And then she was like, yo, I don't want the night to end. So I was like, oh, well, let's just go grab drinks. So she goes, oh, my sister is going to, where did they go?
Texas Roadhouse.
To Saints.
Hey.
Yo, so we're going to Saints. My sister, let's go meet her. And in my head, I'm like, damn, that's the sister that I matched with, but like, I haven't talked to her in a couple weeks, so it's not gonna be awkward, right? Like, she just gonna see me and just be on some like, I see you, nigga, and that's it. Like, bro, they're twins. They have to both know that they are on Facebook dating. You get what I'm saying? Like, y'all have to.
But you think they both talked about, like, yo, I messed with Jacob? Oh, I'm sorry, continue the story.
I mean, my thing, yo, if you really feeling me, yo, I matched this guy. I'm feeling him. His name's Jacob. Oh, cool. I matched him too. Bet. That's it. So we get there. I'm talking to old girl. Her sister turns around and goes, off rip. Does not even say hello. I know you. And I was like, you do? I played it all. I was like, nah, you don't know me. She was like, yeah, you were talking to me on Facebook dating. I was like, I was? She goes, yeah, you want me to show you? At that point, I want to be like, all right, you doing too much. Like, you didn't get the gist of me, like, playing this shit dumb the first 2 times. So then she pulls out her phone. I was like, oh, twins. I thought y'all looked alike. It now makes sense, right? But then here's the kicker. The sister was on a Tinder date as well with a dude that I met in Cancun.
Oh, yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, you over here tripping that I matched your sister. Meanwhile, you're on a Tinder date yourself.
Listen, and I'm gonna get some flack for this, but women are mischievous.
Women are bigger dogs than men.
Yes, because proven fact. Like there have been friend groups that I have maneuvered through, and they have never told the other ones. And if they did, they just different. But yeah, like women are different. Women are
bigger.
End on that. I'm sorry.
Women are bigger dogs than men because, truthfully, women hold the power.
That part.
And like a woman that doesn't realize she genuinely holds the power doesn't know her true worth. You get what I'm saying? So to realize that you hold the power, bro, I could throw all the game at you. At the end of the day, you control what happens here.
Vice versa, though.
No,
aren't you the table?
Realistically, if I could take you wine and dine, take you out, wine and dine you, smooth talk you, everything, but you control if I'm getting the pussy or not. At the end of the day, I gotta still ask you to be my girl. You control whether you're gonna say yes or no.
It's a mutual agreement. I completely understand because, like I said, an OG told me a long time ago, a lock that can be opened by multiple keys is a shitty lock, but a key that can open many locks is a master key. So, like, yeah, I get it, but I think in today's day and age, like, there's some women who've approached me. I'm like, I'm not the man you're looking for. Which was me just saying, like, no, like, I wouldn't say stoop to your level, but it's like,
I don't need you.
That is like, yeah, you wouldn't even know what to do with me.
Facts. Well, shit, we've been chopping it up an hour, I think, and some change. This was dope because we did this all off of the dome.
Yeah, Freestyle Friday.
Hey, in the Key Bookstore, which is accepting crowdfunding. So go to the Key Bookstore or keybookstore.com if you guys want to help grow this fine establishment. We always appreciate y'all letting us come in here, although we're always late and running on our own time. But we're growing.
Everybody in this room was late.
All jokes aside, go to keybookstore.com. If you guys fuck with us, that means you fuck with Key Bookstore. Go in there. Everything helps. Everything counts. So definitely check them out. My second thing is we get minimum 100 streams every week.
100 plus. For
100,
sure.
yeah, 100 plus. That's why I'm saying the minimum. We hit 100 every week, which is dope. All the higher ups, all the people that are listening, y'all got to let us know that y'all watching, listening, whatever. So tag us, screenshot. I want this episode to get a bunch of, screenshot it and tag us on whatever social media platform you are on. Yeah. And let us know that you are listening, watching, tapping in, whatever it is. Because we don't know who our listeners are. Elijah told me the other day, somebody walked into Samia and was like talking about the podcast, not knowing that me and him are cousins. You know what I mean? And he was dope. Like, "Oh, do you know?" I think the guy's name was Mike. He makes sea moss. He was like, "Oh, you know Mike, the sea moss guy?" I'm like, "I don't know Mike or anyone that makes sea moss." So it's like, bruh, if you guys are listening, you guys are watching, let us know. Tap in with us.
Facts.
15 seconds and then my 15 seconds.
But my 15 seconds is going to be interactive to complement what you just said. So I challenge everyone who listens to this to whatever goal you want to accomplish. If you're like me, you have a million tasks throughout the day. See what happens if you dedicate 1 hour of uninterrupted time specifically towards that goal and see what you're able to accomplish. Because personally, it's hard for me to do that. 1 hour of uninterrupted time just focusing on one thing, like my attention's gonna go elsewhere. So that's been something I've been working on. So that's my challenge to everybody.
Word.
Love y'all. Appreciate y'all.
My 15 seconds. Stop cutting people down. Stop talking shit about people. Especially people of color. Sometimes I feel like we cut each other down instead of elevating each other. We are so powerful. We are so great. So love each other. And whenever you got something negative to say, try and turn it into something positive. And with that being said, this is the best fucking podcast in CT, and I mean it because we going to the fucking moon, and that's a wrap.